couples counseling, marriage counseling. One of the statistics is that huge burnout rate. So basically, couples therapists have such consistently poor results that they hate their jobs and quit on a regular basis because it's hard to do. And part of what I observe happens is, we have them both in the room, and I'm supposed to be trying to kind of moderate this fight. And what fairly quickly happens is both of them are triggered. They go to a place where they go to an unresolved conflict where they both have pain. Within 2 or 3 or 5 minutes, they're both triggered and non-relational, and then attacking each other as complete adversaries from both of them being triggered and non-relational. And you can do all kinds of things to manage that situation, and if those folks are healthy enough to start with, and they work hard enough, long enough, you can find ways to manage that, and it's sort of okay. And on a high percentage of cases, and this is just what the statistics show, even with a hardworking therapist and the couple is trying to do this, if they're regularly triggered and non-relational and they're trying to figure something out when they're both triggered and non-relational, it never works. And in spite of hours of work and the therapist working his or her fanny off, it turns to poop and nobody's happy, and that's why so many marriage and family therapists leave the field, because it's so discouraging to have such bad results. So I'm in my office, here we have that scenario, and with these new things in my mind, I think, time out, and I just they're in this model. Okay, my observation is that you're both triggered and non-relational. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, let's take 15 minutes to go to positive memories, stir up appreciation, and connect with Jesus, and get both of your relational circuits back on. And we did. It actually took about 8 minutes. And then we had a completely different session. And anytime I'm working with a couple, and they're stuck they're both triggered and the relational circuits are off, we stop the show and go to positive memories and do appreciation and connect to Jesus and get their relational circuits back on. And then we come back to the same question that we were just exchanging punches, figuratively. We come back to the exact same discussion, and it's completely different because their relational circuits are on, their brains are working, and they're on the same team. And if you had it on film, it would be one of those bizarre things, kind of like watching Charlotte do the pastoral magic with relational circuits attunement. You'd be like, no, so isn't that makeup? Could you believe he switched those two actors in there? I mean, can you believe how the two actors who did the second scene look so much like the original couple?
And actually, in that case, the benefit of if you've also talked ahead of time, people understand about positive memories and connecting with Jesus, so that you can have them each do that independently, but they're in the same room. The advantage of that is that if Karl had to then say, okay, you just wait there in your anger-triggered state right now, and I'm going to attune to this one to help that person get back their relational circuits back online by attuning to him or her, whichever was going first. This one now thinks, okay, that's my enemy, because you are aligned with that one here. Whereas if you're going to say, okay, we're both going to just have you connect with Jesus at the same time, then you don't quite have that dynamic, because you can only attune to one person at a time. And when they're at the moment at odds with each other, then it can be problematic to try to attune to one or the other in the room.
And I've done that research, seriously. And what you can, there's kind of a break point as far as the maturity and woundedness and capacity of the couple, because as I attune to the one, out of my peripheral vision, I can just see the other one. The temperature is just there, and the more I'm really just listening to and the whole point of attunement is not to be arguing with whether you're accurate. It's just to be hearing you.
You feel like he's doing.
And so as I'm really listening to her, he's feeling more and more like he's invalidated, and like we're having this. I'm the ally over here. I can just see the twitching and the agitation go up, and if you can very skillfully bounce back and forth, okay, this guy's just about to explode. Time out, okay? And I bring him down, and he's going down, he's going up. And at the break point, If they are going further up, eventually they both pop and you just have a disaster. And sometimes you can just basically see them separately because they're not able to be in the same room without just blowing each other up. If the couple is small enough amount of trauma, if they have enough maturity already in place and enough coping skills already in place, and the trauma load is small enough, it goes like this. And I go back and forth and calm, and we're balancing, but it goes down, as opposed to we're just getting worse and worse, and I'm water over here, gas over here, water over here, gas over here, water over here, gas over here. And on one side of the tip, they just get hotter and hotter until it melts down, and we can't see them in the same room. The other side, it eventually calms. The third option, where we've done this already, we've practiced it, and they both know it, I say, okay, time out. Both of you go to positive memories. For 3 to 5 minutes, I'll tell you when I'm done, and then you're going to tell me those 2 stories, and then we'll do the Jesus thing. Exactly. They do it separately at the same time, and they can both come down simultaneously and get their circuits back on. Very, very cool.
And Jesus can be with both of them at the same time, so he doesn't have this same problem of he can only talk to one of them and the other one has to wait, who's the favorite child, blah, blah, blah.